Hi, thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SalesFUSION CRM and talking more specifically about accounts, opportunities, and the sales dashboard. Where I want to start off today is I want to start off defining what we consider an account, and there's two different types of accounts in our system. The first type of account would be the normal account that you think of, meaning a company associated with a particular contact or lead. I obviously work for SalesFUSION, so to you, my account would be SalesFUSION. However, there is another type of account that the system automatically tends to create inside of the SalesFUSION CRM that you should know about. And that is creating unknown accounts based on web activity and the organization name. So when you signed up with SalesFUSION, you were given a web analytics code to place on your website. And with that code, we are capturing visitors that are coming to your website and logging the information in our web forensics, similar to what you see on my screen here. Now, depending on the reverse IP information that we do get back depends on what organization name gets associated with that activity. You can see here there's a static IP associated with Centrix IT Static. Here we have Frontier Communications, which is obviously an ISP, Amazon.com, Brigham Young University. All of these here that do not have an email address next to it will be created as an account inside of the SalesFUSION CRM. We create it as an account for a particular reason, in that we archive web activity until the person becomes known. So as people are engaging with your campaigns and they're engaging with the SalesFUSION dialogues, which are forms, we're going to start seeing people, and when they come back to your website, we're going to know who they are. So once a person becomes cookied, we're going to look at the organization name, then we're going to look at the archived web history within that organization, and then we're going to associate any previous activity that that person may have had. So when you do a search, you may see your Frontier Communications, you may see Comcast Communications, you may see Tata Communications, and that's again because we are creating them as an unknown account inside of the CRM. Let's hop over to the CRM and actually take a look at an account and see how they come across. Obviously, we have a quick link here called Last Account, which will take you into the very last account that you were in. We're actually going to start over here at the search screen. The search screen is going to enter some search criteria to look for a particular account. And with contacts and leads, you do have to do a search for something. We're not just going to simply display every single one of your accounts. Again, given how big somebody's database is, they could have 500,000 accounts, or they could have 2. Either way, we don't want the system to time out when it's trying to pull that information, which is why we have to do a search. You can see here I've searched for SalesFUSION is my keyword. I have accounts checked, and you can see the results that it's rendered back. So if it contains or equals identically the word, it's going to bring it back. From this screen, I can double-click and go straight into the account. I can click on this little edit link, and it will take me straight into the account in edit mode. I can create a new account if I don't find the one that I'm looking for here. Say I'm looking for SalesFUSION Incorporated, and I don't see it. I can simply click on New to create a new one. Or I can choose to open one of the results that has come back. So I'm going to open up one that we already have existing, and it's going to take me into the account card. Similar to contact and leads, there's a standard layout that you will see for accounts. Granted, this is not always what everybody wants to see, so we give you the ability to manipulate the page, remove fields, add your own fields, customize it to have a look and feel that your sales team will actually utilize. The actual steps on how to modify the page layout will be covered in the CRM admin video, so if that's something that interests you, please watch that video when you're done with this one. Let's go through the tabs that we have here. Our first one here is a contacts. Now this is referring to contacts and leads that we have associated with this particular account. For a contact or lead to be associated to account, you can see that the account name has to match exactly. SalesFUSION, SalesFUSION. If this would have said SalesFUSION LLC, this person obviously would not be associated with this particular account. Now, occasionally you'll be on the phone with somebody and they'll be telling you what account they're with, but they're not in here as a record. Well, very easily, you can come in here, go into the account, and create them as a new record. When I select, it's going to take me to the screen and ask just a couple questions. Obviously, first name, I'm going to put in one of my newer employees. Email address, after you do the last name, of course. And you can see that I have a lookup field where I can change the owner of the record. You can see that the account is automatically pre-populated there, so there's nothing I have to do there. And then, of course, determine if this person is a contact or a lead. I'm going to choose contact and save the record. Just like I have created a new contact or lead associated to that particular account. Once I save, it jumps me into the contact or lead record where I can then begin adding additional information if I need to. I can go to the marketing dashboard and send an individual email. I can look at and start creating activities for this particular record. I'm going to hop back into the account, and I can do that very easily by clicking on this live link here for the account name, and it'll take back into the SalesFUSION account record. Once I'm in there, again, I can continue looking at my contacts, but we're going to combine. Our next area here is activities, and activities were talked about in the contacts and leads video, and that you can make activities to be associated with a particular contact or lead, but you can also do it with an account. Let's say that you want to check back with Jigsaw in a week. If there's any new contacts with this particular account, maybe there weren't any last time that you checked, you can actually create an activity and tell the system in X number of days, and then of course you can choose, I'm going to choose follow-up. Again, subjects can be customized. Choose a date. I'm going to put in the 24th. Priority, I'm going to say low. Status, I'm going to say deferred. And then I'm going to send a reminder to myself, and I want that reminder to go out the day of, and I want it to go out at 8:30, and we'll say a.m. And any comments I'd want to put in here. So I'm going to say check Jigsaw, and then I hit save. That saves the activity. It also puts it into my task area right up here. Look over to web activity. Now this is all the unknown web activity. So if somebody has come in, you can see that they have web activity here. You can also view the web activity. So I can say view web activity, and it's going to get into the great details of where did this person come from? What was their ISP? What was the email address? So it actually shows you who was associated with this web activity, and then it shows you what pages they looked at, how long they spent. It tells you their paths, their parameters, and you can even click on the titles, and it will take you to that particular page if you don't know what the solutions page is. Great information here for you. Attachments. With accounts, you are able to have an attachment. If you want to have a document or some asset associated with this particular account, then you can definitely do so. Simply upload the file from here, and it will also ask you if you want to be able to have it as an email attachment. Our next area over here is opportunity. Opportunities are definitely created at the account level. So you can create a new opportunity directly from here. I'm going to select new, and we're going to take a look at how to create an opportunity. When I do select new, it's going to take me to the screen. It's going to give me lots of information to fill out. As with a lot of things in the SalesFUSION CRM, you can customize the opportunity card. You can also customize the drop-downs if these aren't relevant to what you do, what your business is. You don't like cold, warm, hot. You want to do low, medium, high. By all means, you're able to change that. And again, that is covered in the admin manual and the recorded video. So you would simply choose who's going to be the owner of this opportunity. You can already see that the account name has been brought in. You can assign a contact ID that's going to be associated with the account. So if Chad Ruff was going to be my contact for this opportunity with SalesFUSION, that's who I would put in. Then you would go ahead and give it a name. So let's go ahead and actually set these properties. I'm going to leave it as, let's change this to Chad. So you simply do a search. I'm going to type in Chad Ruff. It's going to do a search, and it's going to find a Chad Ruff that's associated with this particular account. It's going to render a drop-down box, and the drop-down box is where I'm going to choose which record is going to be associated with it, and then I set it. Opportunity name. I say make this something intuitive. I usually start out with the account name, and then maybe the date of closing. So let's say that we wanted it to be January 5th, 2012. Of course, this can be anything of your choosing. You can be your product that they're interested in. It can be when the record was created, when the opportunity was created. Come up with some sort of naming convention for your opportunity so they are easy to query on later on. Lead source is, where did this opportunity come from? Did it come from an advertisement? Did it come from a partner? Did it come from a trade show? Obviously, the source is important when you are looking at opportunities so that you can properly go back and track your ROI. I'm going to go ahead and say that this one came from our web. Temperature, let's just say warm, and then I can put in a more in-depth description. I can say this company is interested in a trial. Notes for the sales team, the managers, and anybody else to actually take a look at and read through. Again, some of these are custom fields, so my opportunity screen may not look just like yours. You may not have competitor. You may not have CRM. You may not have telesales rep. But this is a good example of how you can customize your opportunity screens to look and feel the way that you want. Obviously, we have customized. These are our competitors. We've customized our stages that we have. We've customized if we lost an account, who did we lose it to? Stage probability. All of this needs to be set so that your sales team can identify with it and properly utilize it without being too overwhelmed with too much. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Oh, and you can see we have a lot of required fields. So make sure that you enter all of the required fields. I'm just going to choose a couple things here and then save that. And it takes you back out to the main account card. So when I hit save, I go back to the account card. Oh, I missed one more. If you continue to see that you're sitting on this page, instead of going back out to the account, it probably means that you just like I did. You can now see that we're back out in the main account card. You can see our tabs are starting to appear here. With this, we actually went into the opportunity, so I'm going to go back into the account. I want to go back into the account to see the other tabs so that we can go through them. So here's where we were previously. We were in opportunities, and now when I click on opportunities, you can see that my opportunity is there. Again, I can choose to open it and edit it. I can delete it. I can view it directly from here just to see the information all in one area. The Cases tab is an internal tab that you will not be using. This is used for internal SalesFUSION purposes only, so you will never use this tab. Let's talk about the merge for just a moment. Now, this was mentioned inside the Contacts and Leads video, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it here as well. You are able to merge records, but keep in mind that some of this information is logged at the account level. So if SalesFUSION is how it appears in the organization name of the web forensics, but I enter on a form that I work for SalesFUSION LLC, those two would not match, and you may want to merge them. If you merge this record, which is how it's appearing in the web forensics, into the one that I created that does not match the web forensics, all that web activity is going to be gone. Not gone completely from the system, but gone being associated with this account, because we are using the account name to identify the web activity. So again, just like with the merging with the contacts and leads, make sure you think through this carefully about what you're merging into what account. There's also two other really fantastic integrations that we have, and a lot of people are not aware of them, so I want to take a moment and point them out. With an unknown account, again, we are creating these from the web forensics. So we're not just creating ISPs such as Comcast and Tata Communications. We're actually creating accounts as well, such as Law Firm 123, if that's how the reverse IP organization name is coming back. Well, you can open up an account, and you can try to find a contact or a lead to be associated with this particular record. You can use the LinkedIn integration, and all you do here is I'm going to click on LinkedIn. It's going to take me to a new window where it's going to ask me to log into my LinkedIn account. I have to obviously be connected. Once you have logged in, it's going to remember who you are, and it's going to ask you, do you still want to grant us permission? I'm going to hit continue. And now it's going into LinkedIn and it's looking for any that has SalesFUSION associated in their current position or in a previous position. You can see here that we have Michael Schwabrow, which right now he's at Technology-Driven Sales, but previously he was somewhere at SalesFUSION because it's in his profile. You obviously get the first name, the last name, the company, and the title, and the country. So if you do business with only the managing director, then you would check that person and you would say add to CRM. This will immediately add the person into the SalesFUSION CRM and associate them with that particular account. Now, if this person already exists, you're going to see no contact added because they already exist in the system. So we're not going to add them again. If this person does not exist, let's try this one and say add to CRM. I think everybody is in the CRM. But if they don't, you'll see contact added to CRM. This is all the information that we're able to give you. We cannot give you their email address from LinkedIn. That's obviously due to privacy laws. Now, our other integration is with Jigsaw. Jigsaw is one of the biggest data lists out there you can buy from. And they have actually, I believe, been bought out by Salesforce.com and are known as Datacom. With Jigsaw, you can actually connect using your Jigsaw user information, which is under the Admin tab, 360 Admin, and you would enter your user information. Once you've entered that, you can come in here and you can search for that company. I'm going to search for SalesFUSION in the United States, and I'm going to find any people that are affiliated with this particular, or any account that's affiliated with this account. So you can see it brought in SalesFUSION and it brought in SalesFUSION. I'm going to go ahead and choose that one, and then you can say show detail. It's going to give you the address, the zip code. It's going to give you the city, the state, and how many active contacts there are with this particular company. You can quickly choose to update the account. If you don't have this information, it's free. Click on Update Account, and it's going to update this particular account with this data information. You can then say Find Contacts. When I click on Find Contacts, it's going to ask you for a title. So I'm going to put in Marketing, and I'm going to click on Search. Didn't bring anybody back. So now let's try Sales and do Search. And it brought back Kevin Miller. You can then say, I want to purchase Kevin Miller's information, which will obviously give you the email address. This is a direct buy from Jigsaw. So when you say purchase contact, it's going out to your Jigsaw account and purchasing using your information that you have in there. We're playing the middleman in that when you purchase it, it goes straight into our CRM system and gets immediately associated with this particular account, which is great information. If you're not familiar with Jigsaw, I would highly recommend getting familiar with them and signing up with them. It's free to sign up, and I think you even get a few free buys from them once you do sign up. Up here, we have a change contact ownership, a delete, and an update sales. And I had an example of what happens with updating sales. And let me show you what that's actually going to look like. So this is, and I apologize, my screen is freezing up on me. This is an example of what you would update sales with. So when you click on Update Sales, you choose who that update is going to go to. You type in a message. You can see my message was check this out. And then you get to see some details, contact details. You get to see any appointments associated with that particular record. You get to see activities. You get to see opportunities and web activity, which is all fantastic information if you want to quickly forward it over to somebody to look at. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into the opportunities again. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my opportunity. I'm going to edit it. Let me just go ahead and hit save. And to take the main opportunity screen, and I can sit there simply by clicking on the CRM tab and then by clicking on opportunities here. This is where I can see all of my opportunities. You can see here that you have the information I just entered, activities associated with this opportunity. Have you made a phone call? Have you sent a proposal? Are they in a trial? All that information could be logged here. And of course, any attachments associated with this particular opportunity as well. We next have the opportunities tab, which you can come in here and get all of your opportunities as a whole. So when I click on opportunities, I get to see all of my opportunities. I can also create a filter. So when I click up here on the right, I can change what information is being pulled back. I can change it based on owner. I can change it based on stage. I can change it based on lead source and also on by probability. Great information here to see what is important to you. And then, of course, edit directly from here, delete directly from here, or open the account directly from here. The next area that we're going to take a look at is the actual sales dashboard. And as you start to get opportunities in here, this is when the sales dashboard is going to come into play. It's a beautiful thing to look at. When you click on Sales Dash, this is what's going to render. Now, this is using the Microsoft Silverlight technology. So if you do not have Silverlight installed, you will need to install it before you are able to see this dashboard. You have the ability to look at it by dashboard roles, by partners, CRM admin, marketing, all of these that you've created, which are, again, roles. You can assign images to go along with the particular users. So you can see we have logos for some of our partners. And then you can start to see some very beautiful graphs that are broken up by, okay, well, what are the sales? You get to see total sales, rep sales, quarter to date. You can scroll down and you can select stages. And you can also browse the actual opportunities directly from here to see how much it's bringing in, how much they are. And then, of course, if I were to click on any of these, I could take a little bit deeper of a dive to see what that 5% actually comprises of. The theme, the color, can actually be changed as well. So if this is a little too bright blue for you, you can definitely change that. You can see I'm a little more prone to the colors. It's a great, quick area to look at what is in the pipeline, what's going on, and who's bringing in, obviously, the revenue and the customers. Okay, so that is all I'm actually going to review in today's class. As always, we have our toolbox here. We have our learning management with our recorded videos, our live training schedule, as well as some tips and tricks. And then we also have our help document, which is our online help manual, which will be very beneficial for quick, easy ways to find some information about the system. I thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a fantastic day.
The organ